that's coming in is if you've used which I've got Veldum. So I'm just going to create a folder there and double click on that. You'll be inside the Veldum folder. Click on the plus icon and import the media, which will be included all of your stuff. Now, if you already have a model uploaded, then you can upload a model, but for this particular instance, we're just going to assume that you're going to start from scratch. Now, what we want to do here is we want to add this into our layers so that we can bring it into our main part to make some editing. So what we would do is hold shift and then click on the last one to select all, and then you can just drag and drop it into your layers so you have everything in it. So now we're going to go over like what each particular section is for. Layers is basically how you want to layer all of your images that's coming in. It's if you've used pngtuber plus, it's similar to that, how you kind of want to order things. You don't need to worry about the Z order. You just like rearrange it to, if you want things in a higher level, you just put it right at the top, and so forth and so forth. Canvas is where you do your kind of your editing, move things around to see how it is. Preview is just the final end part over there, and then you've got the layer properties in the side, which you can pretty much manually enter some stuff and then change some of the settings. There's pins and dynamics. We'll go over a bit on that, mostly on the dynamics part, but that's pretty much this. So now to get started on this is, now you've got all of your layers, you want to kind of build things up, right? So pinpoint what is your main particular focus, or our main particular focus or body part is going to be is my body and then my head. So I want my head attached to my body. So you just want to go over there. So click on it and then go inside that body, and then you can see like a black square over there. That means that this head object is inside this body. And then you can do the same thing over here. So I want all of my eye related stuff inside my head. So I just add it in, and then all my toes are gonna be inside my body. So just select and then drag them all over there. That's pretty much it. So yeah, you got all of this stuff here. Now we just want to kind of like spread things out so that way we can just add things all together. So we have things over there on the side, the pupils and stuff like that. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to attach all of the stuff. So all of my eye related assets inside my head. So you want to make sure it's attached as well. What you want to make sure here is there's two ways of doing things, which we can go over in detail, which is effect groups on and off, which basically allows you to add an additional like transformation on each one. But for now, I think we'll just do like a simple one to just showcase of the stuff here, right? So first of all, just place on wherever you want the head base to be. And the next thing here is go on to each one and then click on dynamics and attach. That way you're kind of attaching each one to your head base. So example would just be like this, and then you kind of want that to be attached to your head. This add dynamic, attach. I want to attach it to my head. So forth and so forth. There's a quicker way of doing this as well, but that will include everything. I'll go over that as well. So you just, for this particular one, just do this for each one. All right, now you have this. Now you can just attach each one in the head. So this is gonna be my main one. Oh, my bad. No, I don't think this is in the correct layer. So my bad, it was not attached. I was like, weird. Now you can see it's like kind of in between it, right? A bit weird, but yeah, it's now attached. So now we have this. It should be on the top. Sorry, that should be my head base there. Attach a thread there, and then I have my eye pupil. Sorry, that's my pupil in there. So I want that in the top, so you can just like move it across there, so it's right at the top section instead of it going at the back, right? So you have this. Perfect. Now for my left and right toes, my foot bit there, and then my eye alternative, which is going to be my blink eye. I'll just place it here. I'll just like make it invisible for now. So perfect, we have this, and our preview is here. Now we kind of go into the node part to kind of make it more dynamic, make it move a bit. Let's just make it move up and down. So for now, just right click every part and then just hide them for now, because you don't really need them. And if you, in case you do need them again, it's just on the left hand corner there. So yeah, we have this. Now what we want to do here is we just want to make our model, build a model to move up and down. So what we do here is anything movement related stuff we do in the nodes. We also add in the layers, but let's just go into nodes first. So first of all, we right click. There's a lot of options there. What we want to do here is mostly focus on things that change. So our main stuff will be our generators, which will give you a couple of options. Blinker is going to be one of the options that allows you to kind of blink, which I'm going to go over. Jumper is just a normal like jump scale up and down. Shaking is just like normal shake, and then wave is just like a point in space, just goes up and down kind of way. So in this particular one, we use a wave here. Next thing we do is right click, we click on, so we click on point, and then click on console. Will be our generators, which will give you a couple of options. Blinker is going to be one of the options that allows you to kind of blink, which I'm going to go over. Jumper is just a normal like jump scale up and down. Shaking is just like normal shake, and then wave is just like a point in space, just goes up and down kind of way. So in this particular one, we use a wave here. Next thing we do is right click, we click on, so we click on point, and then click on construct, which will give you a construct, will give you like a position on where a particular is, like an x and y value. So if I click on that sine and cosine here, this will give you like a wave kind of value that's going up and down like a sine wave. And then the same thing here. So first one is our x coordinates. and then the second one is our y coordinates. Perfect. Now we've got our input function, like our input saying, hey, go up and down. And now we kind of want to put, where do we actually want to put that motion in? I want to put the motion in the body, which is in the main part. So I click on body and go on to dynamics, click on add dynamics, and then click on move. If in case you want to delete it, you can just right click and then delete the dynamics there in case there's a lot of stuff. So again, right click and then click on move, and then this will give you the multiplier, which is our x and y coordinates. How much do you want it to move? And then once you click on that, you'll see this particular node pop up, which is going to be your body that you created that I wanted to move. And in here, we just select that value and then put it here. So all of the information will go inside here. Right now it's not moving because there's no multiplier, it's just the same. So let's say I want to move it up and down, right? So I'll change the y value to go 10. It's just going up and down. Okay, not my bad. It's just, this is not being attached to this one. Sorry. So go into Beldum. I forgot. You want it to attach it to the body. So it just goes into that. And I forgot to attach it to my legs as well. Attach layer body, attach body. So you can see it going up and down. Now go back to the body section over here, and then let's say I want to make it go like really crazy. Put it 100, right? It goes up and down. Now it's a little bit too slow. What if I wanted to make it a bit fast? You go into the waver, that's your main part where you can adjust the amount and the velocity. Let's say I want the thing to go a little bit crazy. I put 5. So I want the amount of the up and down going a bit more crazy. So it's going to go way down. Instead of that, I want it to be very, very fast. You can do that and it goes, then, you know, goes up and down, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much it. So that's how you kind of make it move. There's also another part I did mention before, which was about, let's say you also want to move the individual pupils to go up and down. Like, how do I do it? You can always go into each particular one and then add a dynamic and then, you know, add a crosshair into a separate one. Or you can just go on to Beldum head and then click on affect group. That will affect every part that's associated with it. So you can see it goes up and down here. You might need to like just move it across right here, right? So in case you want everything being affected there, then you can do that. You might need to change the output here, but it looks a little bit crazy. So you can just not affect the group, so that way it's not affecting everything. And I do have to like change this a bit. Something to keep in mind if you do want that. But I think the easier way to just click on each individual ones that you kind of want to move. But there's an optionality if you want to affect the whole group instead. So it's a right click to move around, by the way, in the mouse, in case you want to move it around. So that's that. I made a move. Now, what I want to do is I want it to blink. Now, how do I add the blinking coming into it? So for the blinking, the same thing, right click, generators, and then click a blinker. Now this will give you a Boolean value. A Boolean value is just basically saying, hey, something happened. Is going to be either true or false. So an example would be, hey, do you want to go to McDonald's? You either want to go or not, right? So it's a yes or no. Kind of like this, like, are you blinking? Yes or no? In this particular instance, what's happening is that it waits 3 seconds for it to blink. So that's the main part of what the blinker is doing. So That's the blinker. Now this is a Boolean value, which is it takes a true or a false value saying, hey, did it blink or did it not blink, right? After 3 seconds, it blinks. So that means, hey, it blinked. So what we want to do is we want to have a Boolean stuff. So we go into right click, compare and convert, branch on Boolean. That is the main thing that we want to do. So, right, we have this. So branch and Boolean. And I realized I messed up on a couple of things. So we'll just keep that here for now. I just forgot. So there's another part which is called states here, which will be included for the blinking. So states, if you click on plus, which is going to be the same thing that you see in pngtuber, right? Different emotions, different expressions coming in. And we have the state group here that kind of popped up. We can just keep on the side here. So for now, we kind of want a state where we see it being open eyes and then closed eyes section. So in here, we can just say this as like a blink group, right? This is our off section. What we can do is +1 and then just change that to open. And then for everything open, you want to select everything that you kind of want it to be open as. So in this particular instance, I want this to be affected. So everything green will be shown that okay, in this open, this will be all of the assets that will be in play that is going to be affected. So that's that. And then just click on the +1 and then we'll make another one saying it's closed. So in here, we have the same thing that we did here before. What we want here is we want to change this to invisible, the front eye to be invisible, and then we want just this to be visible. So that way our open is this and our closed state is this. So you can see here, right? This is what we kind of want it to happen. So that's that. So that's our state. You know, initial state is our blink, saying in the state, the animation is going to be open or closed. Now, perfect. We have that set up and we have the blink state set up here. We'll just keep it on the side. Now we attach this into this. So green on green, pretty much just Legos, I guess they put it as. So in here, you can see that in here we have the Boolean value, which we're going to put in, and then it takes either a false value and true. So we know in 3 seconds that it's going to turn true. So you can see here, this turns true. So this is any value that turns false, and this is any value that turns true. So we know for a fact that when 3 seconds happen, we want something to be true, which is going to be, I want the thing state to be closed. And other instances, I just want it open. So how do we do that? We give the value so that way we can push it along. So what we do here is do right click, get a string, and then add a value. Saying that I want the value as open. So you can see open here and we can see open here. So anytime, if nothing happens, I want it to stay open. Is what's happening here. And in case after 3 seconds, I want it to blink. So you can just copy paste that. And then after 3 seconds, I want it to blink. So you can just copy paste that and then change that to closed on whatever name that you put in here. Make sure you put the same name. So you put the state here and then, you know, blanches it. So it's saying that, okay, 3 seconds later, I want it to be closed. Other than that, I want it open. So that's that. The next thing that we want to do here is we want to add in a state, which is technically taking it here, a state, and kind of want it to be a state storage. State storage is basically saying, so this is my open, and I'm gonna close value, which is just our normal text, right? But we paste that and then change that to closed on whatever name that you put in here. Make sure you put the same name. So you put the state here and then, blanches there. So it's saying that, okay, 3 seconds later, I want it to be closed. Other than that, I want it open. So that's that. The next thing that we want to do here is we want to add in a state, which is technically taking it here, a state, and we kind of want it to be a state storage. State storage is basically saying, so this is my open and my close value, which is just our normal text, right? But we actually want that to be an actual state, which means I want this state to be here. So I want the open to actually point to the state that is open. So this is what we use the state storage for, to make sure that once it's open, the actual open is here. So what we do here is we do it there, and you can kind of see it changing, right? So 3 seconds later, it's closed. All of that, it's open. So that means that it's basically saying, hey, after 3 seconds, I want it to be closed, and then other times it's going to be open, but I make sure that it's actually from the state that you're selecting in. So that's this. And then now the next thing is our final bit is our blink state. Now, what do we want to trigger, which is going to be a blink state here. And this state storage is changing open and closed. That means that that is the correct value that's being populated, and we want it to affect a blink state. So now if you click on it, you can see here in the preview, it's closing. If I just click on that, if I break it, you can see it's not doing anything, and you can see it's changing, but it's not doing anything. So you just gotta do that, click that there, and bam, you have the blink state kind of set up. So perfect. Now we have our moving up and down value, and we have our kind of like a blinker state, which is working. Next thing that we want to do is we want to have like a microphone saying, if I kept on talking, then I wanted to trigger something. So let's get that set up. So what we do here is click on write and then click on input. Input, where you can have a bunch of wide variety of inputs here. Your camera, which does have like, you can use that for facial tracking for other parts, your cursor, gamepad, whatever. For this particular instance, we're going to do our microphone because that's what our thing is going to be picked up as. Then we are going to click on right click, compare and convert, which is basically saying, hey, look at this thing, and then I want to change it to something else. In this instance, it's going to be an activity slider, which is basically saying if it reaches a certain threshold, then I want to do something. And that's similar to what you see in the video to mini kind of format here. So in here, we just want the input here. So this is our main input, and then we put it here. This is gonna be there, coming in. And then right now it's not working. So you want to make sure your microphone is selected. Right click on that and then select whatever the microphone that you have. Right now you can see it's picking up my microphone values here, and then it's basically being shown. So whenever it reaches this threshold, it will send like a value inside. Now the next thing is this object input. Now what is our object input?
Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Alright.
But our object input
Right. What
is
were...
based inside. And so whenever now it's not working, so you want to make sure your microphone is selected. Right click on that and then
Okay, right click. Select that. Oh wow, would you look at that? Ooh, okay. Right, hold
and
up.
select whatever microphone that you have. Right now you can see it's picking up.
Okay, so why is it not, why it not showing anything up on the blue? Do I gotta... Oh, okay, that make more, yeah, that make more sense. Okay, got it. Oh my god, bro, I do not sound like noise from Pizza Tower. Hey, Onyx.
My mic.
So, I did have like a little personal thing going on. I'm not really sure if I should share this information. I shared it with Onyx. I don't know if I shared it with everybody else here, but essentially, family life is not good. But if you guys want me to talk a little bit more about that after I get this done, then I'd be happy to.
Microphone values there, and then it's basically being shown. So whenever it reaches this threshold, it will send like a value inside. Now the next thing is this object input. Now what is our object input? Our object input is basically our model.
Oh, okay, all right.
And whatever that we feed into it. You can add in more details here.
Wait a minute, is it? Okay, all right, recording the audio. Because, yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, I was wondering what the... No, it is too late for him.
To kind of build things up. But for now, this is taking like a... you can see it's taking a value and it's pushing here. So once it reaches a certain value, it gives you like a value saying if it's, oh, is it going up or down? Similar to what you see in a blink, right? Boolean value, yes or no. So we kind of want the similar thing to happen here to be captured. So we right click our object input, create a node input. You can change that to saying mic activity or something, right?
All right, sure. Let's see. Hold on. Object input. Hey, wait. Create nodes. Okay, create node slot. Display name. Talking. Yeah, that sounds good.
So that way you know. And then in our this we can say we want our usage to be a boolean. So boolean.
Right. Usage boolean. I'm learning more for this than I learned in my C programming class, which
you can see the color the same, similar to what we see in this blinker. So
wow.
This activity slider will give you a boolean value saying, hey, is this on or off? Kind of way. So this is what we do. Put that in.
Yes, put it in. Where? Oh, object output. Oh, okay. No, come here. You're getting away from me. All right, put that in here.
So all the value that you goes into the object passes in.
We need to put Onyx out of his misery. If you guys want to put him out of his misery, you don't gotta worry about that. He already so frail. He put Mr. Burns to shame.
Gonna be our Beldum, and then
because he already so old.
Everything else that's coming in here. Now next, what we want to do here is the same thing: compare and convert, branch on boolean.
How much more of this bullshit is there? Okay, we got 6 more minutes of this. Okay. Okay. Right. Compare and convert, branch on boolean.
Right. So, which means that if I click here, it's giving you either a true.
Alright, let me put this here. Connect that to here. Okay, so it should detect when I actually talking. And, you know, not all the background noise like the last pngtuber did. Making an image move when you talk should not be this hard. See, here's the thing. I am using the advanced version, which was meant to be like more dynamic stuff, because I wanted to make a dynamic, avatar of Tainted Blue Baby and make him as repulsive as possible. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna show you guys the basic one, because I actually did do some art for that earlier on. So yeah, here it is right here. It was supposed to show up right over here. Hold on, does it? No, it don't even show up. I don't know why it don't do that. But yeah, obviously it's pretty limited in what I can actually do. So I decided to go for something that's a little bit more complex. Now for $8 a month, I would say that this is like reasonable. This would be reasonable. What, in my opinion, not reasonable is the fact that, you know, exactly what Syrup said. You got to connect a bunch of shit together. Now Onyx probably sitting back and laughing his ass off, and he's just like, oh wow, look at this moron. He's finally learning how to properly program instead of using RPG Maker like some loser. But yeah, if you add a white outline to it, I think it will look nicer and pop out. Okay, firstly, hello Josh. Secondly, yes, I agree with that. I'm just testing this now to make sure it works. Once I figure out how to make it work, we go a little bit deeper than that, alright?
True or false value. So if I if I go here, it's harder to see here, but you can see, right? So as I'm talking,
yes, I can see.
So as I'm talking, you can see it's being true. But
yes,
if I say quiet,
I see that. I very much see that. Thank you for informing me.
Now with the same thing, we want two things to happen. So, but before we do that, what we want to do is I want to make my whole building, my whole model kind of scale up and down, right?
Scale up and down. So we just want to have them expand. Yeah, yes.
I want to focus on what I want to scale. For this particular instance, I want the whole body to scale up and down. So I go on my body and then click on Add Dynamics. And then there should be an option called Scale.
Click on this, add new dynamic. Scale. Okay, would you go? All right. Do you guys just want me to stick with basic Tainted Blue Baby for now, or do you think maybe I could like put my work clothes on them, or do y'all not care?
Now this will give you a value of how much it's gonna scale at.
Okay.
And then next you should get, there you go, it's like hidden somewhere here, like this node value that will affect the scale. You can see the scale here.
What? Huh? Where? Oh, found it.
Now we want whatever value to, so when,
okay, all right, let me put this down here. Okay, so then we want to connect it.
whenever it's true, I want the building scale to increase. Now in here, I'm gonna change the value to whatever that I want it to do. So what you want to do here is click on right.
We're adding another goddamn node. We have 5 more minutes left of this shit.
Click on number. So click on number and click on
number. Guessing we also gonna put value here too.
Value. So this is the value. So whenever it's,
I like either possible, but making Tainted Blue Baby as repulsive as possible is also funny. Yeah, that was the whole goal when I wanted to create like a pngtuber. Like, you know, most pngtuber and vtuber, they all look like hot anime women. So I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and make the most repulsive disgusting, deplorable piece of shit. That's my animated avatar. And I'm like, where could I possibly find that? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Everybody hated Blue Baby. Yeah, of course. It's so obvious.
False. I want it to be something. So I want it to be.
Alright.
You can change that to 1, so that means that it just stays as it is on how it is. And you can just copy, Control C, Control V, copy paste, and then get the same thing, or you can just right click and add the same number value. Saying that, okay, if I talk, then I want this scale value to increase. So you can just do right click and any value that you want.
Alright. Sure. Let's go ahead and make that number 1. Yeah. He ain't no Robbie Rotten, but he's sure number 1. Alright. Let's see. Make him my hot Betty as well. The poop will have jiggle physics. Okay.
Let's say I want the scale to increase by 5 times.
Now let's crank that shit up. Let's see here. 69. Okay. Okay. Okay, that confirms that works. Okay. Okay. 5. That's still too much. Okay. 1.1. Nah, that seems too small. Yeah, remember what Onyx say. When you go with numbers, you always start with 25. Okay. Alright, there we go, that worked.
Right? So whenever
I'm kind of surprised I got a lot more viewer on this stream than I normally do. Because, most of the time I get like 3, maybe 2 viewers, but here I got like 7 and 8. Oh, never mind, we're back to 5, that's fine.
Is true, then I want it to be big. So you can see here, as I do that, then it just turns big.
Yeah, I did see that.
And you can just play around with it.
Wow.
A bit here.
That's
maybe
awesome.
Just do like 5 or something. A bit too big, I guess. Alright, a bit too big. This is a little bit too big. Maybe I'll change this a bit here. So it's a bit more manageable, right? The delay, this is the delay of how long it's going to stay there for. So you can have this, maybe it's a little bit too big, so you just have like maybe 2.5.
True God, bro, please.
So as I'm talking, you can see it's going big.
Yes, I see that.
When I wasn't talking, it was going small.
Yes, I also saw that.
That perfect there.
Yes.
So
yes.
This is all like a bare bones of it. You can technically do the same thing, like add this particular one in this. So you can have the blinker and then add this to an object. That's how people would kind of do it, but then you also have to do it in the test scene. But I think it's fine for now to make it easier. But this is a bare bones for now. We have our belt and body move, which we have a waiver that makes our body move up and down a bit. Next thing, we have our blinker, which is blinking yes or no, so you open or closed on that on this particular state. Next thing, we have activity meters measuring a microphone to make our model scale up and down. So play around with it, like right click, play around with the generator.
I will play around with it. Just tell me how to put it on the screen.
With compare and convert, the Boolean value, and then play around with the state, which is going to be the mode state that you can add in.
We're learning all this in this cube. Cool. I think we get into that.
Here, that's that. So we have our main stuff set up. Now just save this, which is gonna be saved as our mode.
Yes. Oh yeah. Good call. Let me go ahead and save the file. Yeah, there we go. Ain't nothing gonna happen to it now.
This is gonna be our video tube, so we can just save it and then let's close the file and then.
Okay, let me go ahead. Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me make sure I still have it. Okay, so if I open it... Alright, we're good. So then I guess we close the file. Wait, hold on. Let me go ahead and make sure it actually works. Okay, good. It still works. Alright, good. Now we can close the file. And we can finally finish this damn tutorial. We got 2 minutes left.
Create a new scene. So in our new scene, we...
Okay, create new scene. Wow. Bro, this looks like that background you see on those fake Google image PNGs. Like you think they transparent, but then they not, and then you have this is your
You can
background.
see kind of like the similar stuff, but more kind of values. So in our node section is going to be the node that we kind of build up. We might need to build up. Actually, we'll need to build up here.
You mean I gotta do all those nodes again?
We have a web socket server of if you want to kind of connect to your Steam Deck or anything else to kind of do it or go code around with it. You can use that. But for now, what we do here is click on import and then load in whatever model that you just create.
All right. Let's see. Import new object. Should be this, right? Oh wow! Awesome. This was way too complicated for a dead child covered in shit. Oh, don't you worry, partner. I'll make it way more complicated.
Which is the VideoTube. Just rename it to.
The people that use YouTube built-in emojis are so corny or 6 years old. Why does everything transparent have that white and gray pattern? I don't know, man. I guess it's just the one that they decided they just throw it out there and then they decide, okay, all right, I guess that worked.
Anything that you want. So you have this. So remember the object that we saw before? That is our object there. Now you can see the mic activity here, right? That it needs inputting. So what you can do is do the same thing that you did before, which is input. It's gonna be our microphone. So that way when you're in here, you can always change the stuff instead of.
Okay, that's actually helpful. Okay, let me go ahead and it kind of looked like that already set up though. Okay.
Going back to the actual file, you can just use this as a main part and then change it here instead. That's one of the reasons why we kind of do it here. And then we do the same activity level before we input it here. So compare and convert.
How much longer is this goddamn tutorial?
Put this here.
Okay. All right, we're almost there,
Then
gamers.
this is our stuff. Pick the microphone
Okay.
that you want to do, and then
All right, we're almost there.
Yeah, bam. It's working.
We're finally gonna figure out how to put it onto OBS.
It's not as much dynamic, but you know you can just play around with that, I guess. So that's it. And if you wanna put this in OBS, just put it as full screen, and then use the same thing in your OBS. Put a game capture, and you should.
Okay. So okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let me close that out. Let's go ahead and let's put this to full screen. Okay. And we go ahead and we add in what we're game capture. Create new game capture. Let's call this pngtuber. Capture any full screen application. No, I want you to capture specific window. Let's see, videotube.exe. What the hell? Where? Window, video tube, capture audio, look right normal. Alright.
Be able to kind of have it in. So
okay, that does not help me very much. Capture specific window. Yeah, we want to use this. Window title must match. Buddy, what are you... What are you... Buddy, what? Capture any full screen application? Capture specific window. Let's see. Okay. Video tube. Device connected. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and try. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't close OBS. Because if I close OBS, then I kill the stream. Let's see. Okay, so why don't you want to work? Okay, let me try. All right, let me try making another one. Hold on, give me a minute. Game capture. Okay. Capture specific window. We want to capture this. Let's see. Window title must match. Match title, otherwise find a window of the same type. You know, I kind of now just realized. Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on. What? Okay, hold on. Let me close that. Where's the game capture? Hold on a minute, you can't do this to me. Capture foreground window, capture any full screen application. Hold on. Oops. Accidentally opened Discord. Okay. Is this not... I don't think this is working. Setting... Hold on. Output... No, we want...
That's it for the whole tutorial. If you've enjoyed it, do let me know how it goes.
Okay. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to look... Alright, I guess we're gonna have to look this up then. Okay, let's see here. OBS... Full screen... Capture... Not working. Cool! Great! Now we get to watch another longest...
Hello guys, today I'm gonna
Is there a setting on the VTuber app? There might be. There might be. I follow the direction exactly. Hold on. Let's see. Spout server is inactive. Spout server is active. Hold on. Spout to capture. Video tube. Okay. All right. So I guess that didn't work either. Okay. I remember that I tried this earlier. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Now we gotta go into graphics settings. Now we want to go into here. Now we gotta go here. PNG tubing, video tube, option. Let me try setting that to high performance. Okay. Oh, wait, no, but then I have to close out the... Okay. You know what? I think this is a tomorrow problem. You guys want to watch that? Why are we going the dynamic way again? It's to make sure we can make Tainted Blue Baby as repulsive as possible. That's why. Oh, right. Let me go ahead and save that. Blue guy test. There we go.
show you what you can do, but most likely it will be the game capture. So let me select that right now, and it's saying capture any full screen application. So what you want to do is right now you want to just open a game. So I'm gonna open a really simple game called Roblox, if you know that, guys. Everyone knows that, but let me open up a server really quickly. And I just opened it up, and it should actually show up on my screen on here. So let me wait a little bit. It sometimes takes a little while.
Wait a minute, hold on.
And now it actually shows up. So if you get nothing, guys, most likely what you want to do is on the settings of your game, you want to go over to your settings, just press on like it sometimes takes a little while, and now it actually shows up. And it should actually show up on my screen on here. So let me wait a little bit. It sometimes takes a little while, and now it actually shows up. So if you get nothing, guys, it's just not gonna show. Go over to full screen, and you want to make sure that the full screen of your...
Okay, so it has to be full screen, I guess. Capture specific video. Yes? Can you work? Show hidden sources. Okay, I think we're gonna stop there for right now. Thanks for joining. I'm just gonna sit and see if I can figure this out, because if I try and like reset the stream, that's just going to leave everybody in confusion. But yeah, hopefully y'all learned something. And Yeah, have a great rest of your day.